Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, once again, it's showtime. I had to press that button 3 times to get it to work. Like me, my streaming system is falling apart. Hi, guys. My, that's a handsome-looking character, don't you think? Maybe you could use some glasses. That would make him handsomer. Alright, we're connecting. I am streaming with friends tonight. Hello, friends. Stream is now live. Be warned. So no saying poop or caca, all right?
Real shit.
That's fine. So the icon in the upper right for the... I have no idea. That's a fine question. Tier, maybe? I honestly have no idea.
I don't know.
Good evening, all. And Sundry. Hello there. May Shai Halud grant me safe passage through his intestines? I hope not. Let's see, where do I want to go? I spent like 3 hours last night building my second house. It's way up here. Right there. Near Pinnacle Station. That is Approach the Stone Sentinel. That is a Tormented Soul, the Sandfly base. Don't remember what those are for, but sure. I need to drop some stuff off. Well, just a little bit of stuff off at the house. I need to make a Pentas shield for the house. Pardon me, excuse me. With our water situation is not great. Let's make it a little better before we leave. That would be smart. Okay, we have no blood to deposit, but we will go ahead and fill up, I guess, both of our leader drums, because we're going far away. Probably grab some other components to take with us on our trip. Take the copper and plant fiber, the low end stuff, some salvaged metal, and some more of them. Fly off to our second house. It's like real life. Only the truly rich and awesome can have two houses. Unless they're shitholes. I overbuilt the second one, but I couldn't resist. I mean, all it took was rock. So we will fly to Pinnacle Station. Head to our house. Eek! I missed my turn off. Hold on. Nobody on the freeway is going to mind if I back up. Build some more stuff there. Because it basically has almost nothing except the house. House, a generator, one storage container, and the sub-fief. Controller, I think, is it. And a whole lot of building.
Can I fly you somewhere today?
You can fly me somewhere today.
Music to my ears.
Aga
Basin is a pretty
Basin.
big place.
It's funny because
Most folks try.
people worried about
yourself.
inflation on the market and
Music
stuff
to my
before the
ears.
game started.
Basin is a pretty
But
big place.
The fact that
Most folks try to
each
try to
Solari is worth practically nothing. I mean, technically, prices are already inflated.
Yeah.
And you go out and just kill mobs, grind out 50,000 in a couple hours.
I have no idea as to how healthy the market's going to end up. My expectation is not very, because you've got each server has 25 sieges, and at most each siege has 60 players. That's 1,500 players. That's not a lot of players, even if they're all active, to create a vibrant, economically feasible market in an MMO. And if you've been to either Arakeen or Haga lately and looked at the selection of items, it is hilariously small. Most people aren't even trying to sell anything, and I'm not entirely sure why they would even try. There's not a whole lot to spend your hard-earned Solaris on. Unless, like fish, you dropped your money for the cool cosmetics for the house. Which reminds me, I actually dropped 20k for the cosmetics for the bike and haven't tried them out yet. I should probably do that. The Eastern Shield Wall. It's only 55 degrees. That's 131, I think. That's my friend's house, that one right there, dead center. This is my little shack. I'll give you the tour in just a second. But first, well, we've got to destroy some stuff. Mm-hmm. And now build something. There's our pentashield. So we can just drive right in, drive right out. Sorry. Garage space. This is where I'll have all my storage, which is 1 right now. Next will be where I will have all of my crafting stuffs. Currently that is 1. We got two separate staircases here. This will be for the office. And identically on the other side will be the bedroom. That's the house. I was going to build another 2 stories on the roof with a big pentashield for eventually landing my ornithopter once I get an ornithopter. But sadly, I'm relatively close to the altitude peak of my house. You can buy a thing that extends it, but they're very expensive. And you have to buy them either for horizontal expansion or vertical expansion. What else would I want to have around here? What's the repair, the recycler? I have the fab. We don't need any of the specialized fabs, at least not yet. The blood purifier. I think down here for the blood purifier. It's not really a crafting element per se. We'll leave the small ore refinery, I think. That can go upstairs here. The actual crafting area. Over here, I think. Thank you. They have a very, very powerful system.
It's nice having over 100,000 water in the bank.
Having 100,000 what?
Water in the bank.
Show off. There's always one. And we will drop a couple of cisterns over here. No, not over here. Near the blood purifier. The blood purifier. I certainly hope that Blade won't complain. And, oh, we are out of salvaged metal. Really? You don't have that much left? No, I don't have much left. Okay. That's fine. I will need to get some additional. Alright, well, we have set up the house. He said lots. I think it was 21,000 milliliters, so 21 liters. Well, I mean, I had over, like, 12,000 at home. Maybe 20,000. I had 12 cisterns, and the cisterns can hold 5,000 each. So, yeah, I had 60,000. I can't be right. Yeah. The circuit can hold 11,000 milliliters. So it's 5,000, 5,000, and then 1,000 in the purifier. They are in a circuit, which means logically they're connected. If the purifier is full, the water will flow into the cisterns because they are logically linked up. I need more salvaged metal. I need to make another power supply before everything is powered up. See, no power, no power. Currently we're what, 75, I think? Why aren't you on? Too much power. Right. So we need to remove a couple things from the circuit to give us some power back. Manage. Disabled. There. Nope, nope. Gonna have to be that one too. Alright. Power is back up. And there's the shield coming back up. So we need some more metal. And we're here, and we're going to need to run over to there So scout the enemy is the contract we're going to be doing. Why won't it let me put the marker inside the circle? Why? And this one is scout the enemy. Let me check and see which one that is. Sadly, the quest tracking in the game is dreadful. Nope. Nope. And yes, this is really what you have to do. You kind of have to go through it, checking each one. It shouldn't be for those, so it must be over here then. No, I know what that one is. Complete growing pain. Investigate the slaver base. Cleared out the first observation point. Be relatively close. That one's further to the west. Sandfly base. Pardon me if this takes a while, but the Stone Sentinel, that's the one we're currently tracking. Sardaukar aerial observers have detected significant activity at an abandoned spicing station. All right, that's what we're doing. Good evening, Fat Body. How are you doing? We need the welding torch, very briefly, to customize the Atreides Sandbike variant. Not all that different looking, gotta say, but hey, I spent 2,000 Solaris for it. By God, I'm going to use it. How about swatches? We can change the swatches, too. How about the House Atreides swatch? Basically, you just click things until clicking doesn't do anything anymore. So theoretically, we should now be customized in black and green. Which reminds me, how do we choose our faction? Landsrad. Align guild with House Atreides. We are now aligned with House Atreides, just so you guys know. Also should say he was able to get to a spice blow in time before it was taken, and you got 10 spice before you had to go. Yeah, nice. Very nice. I think I've got like 12, something like that. Guilds, yes, we are the Atreides. And we'll hop on our bike. And we'll drive through our pentashield for the first time. I will, with difficulty, resist singing Born to be Wild at you. No. No. How about if I say it? Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. And whatever comes my way. Like a true nature's child, I was born. Born to be wild. Come on. Here. We are going to get a lot of scrap metal out of this, and since we need some, that's good. We'll also get some actuators. Don't know if we need the actuators or not, but presumably at some point we will. A wrecked ornithopter is a good source of Holtzman actuators. baking in the sun to get some Holtzman actuators and scrap metal, because I need the scrap metal too. I'm going to get out of the sun for a minute because it's hot, man. It's ass-bakingly hot. Let me drink some of my water. I'm feeling much better. I'm not going to sing it, you guys. You haven't done anything to deserve that kind of punishment yet. And that is all of it. Gave us 57 salvaged metal and 51 Holtzman actuators. Actuator. Assuming that's one of the other factions, one of the NPC factions. Approach the stone sentinel. Completed that. Okay, what's the next bit? The next bit is just to contact the issuer. That seems easy. I'm sure that's not the end of it. It's all the way down here, wasn't it? Yes. So, the derelict spicing station has indeed been reoccupied, and by your description, the squatters can only be the renegade Dune men who call themselves sandflies. Ha! What a fitting title they chose. Like their namesake, these sandflies are small, annoying pests, but a pest may still bite. I need a better idea what these sandflies are capable of. I want you to engage them with lethal force. Let's see what kind of resistance they put up. Eliminate the sandflies. Oh, that's charming. Oh, I just have to kill some number of them, presumably, in this larger area. Let's just go ahead and go on foot. Put that away. Turn on our shield. And put the sniper rifle in the 4 spot.
Enemy spotted. Huh?
Got that one. Got them both. Oh, I only need, it looks like I only need to kill like 5 of them. Pardon me. I need your juice, lady. Don't worry, you weren't using it really, were you? Normally, I wouldn't bother with the scrap metal, but we know we need some of it for the lower end stuff for the new base, so. Fuel cell, we'll take that. Got like 250 now. Yeah, that ought to do us for now. This is basalt. I can't cut basalt. I can pick up a little bit. This is aluminum. I can't cut aluminum either. I don't have the Mark IV cutter ray yet. These you can harvest for water for the last little bit of a night. So we need to track down like 3 more sandflies. get up here and see if there's any in that little base area next to me. Preferably we can go over here where we can get some cover behind a rock if we need it.
You know, just again, like my quibble with carbon.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure that you should have to process the iron into iron ore before you can turn it into steel.
Scientifically, this makes no sense. You are correct.
Well, you can't harvest aluminum either. You can harvest bauxite to turn that into aluminum.
This is also true.
Well, I don't see anybody, but that doesn't mean there's not anybody there.
But you know what else you can't do? Strap on a belt and suspend gravity.
Speak for yourself. Is the trooper the only way to get the grappling hook? Yes. Yeah. And it's really, really good. There are other ways of accessing vertically. Planetologist, I believe, has like a launch pad.
Yes, and I was complaining to Spongo yesterday or maybe earlier about the fact that carbon doesn't normally come in rock form.
No.
In boulders on the ground.
Thing 109.
You're really making my self-confidence smaller.
109. That's crazy.
Oh, did not see that. Fuck. I swear to God, explosions are about the only thing that seems to kill me. And I didn't put on my armor because I'm an idiot. Died again because I forgot to put my armor on. I just needed one more kill. And didn't see the grenade that was apparently at my feet. Where is it taking me? All the way back. All the way back here? What the fuck? That wasn't... Oh my God. It did take me all the way back here. I've never seen that before where it didn't take you to the closest place. That's ridiculous.
Can I fly you somewhere today?
I wasn't paying
Music
close
to
enough
my
attention.
ears. The basin is a pretty big... Most folks try to stay...
I don't
clear
have the
of flavor
Solaris.
gangs, but
Fuck me.
if you're paying, all right, suit yourself. Music to my ears. The
It
basin
just
is a
blows
pretty
my
big
mind
place.
that they don't
Could you
accept
narrow it down a
the
little?
bank funds for this.
Most folks try to stay clear of slaver gangs.
Jesus
But, all right,
Christ.
suit yourself.
I don't even know if I have it in my goddamn house. Oh, it's just... That system is such garbage. And I don't have the money. I didn't... I selected too quickly where I wanted to res, and it resed me back at the wrong place. And I no longer have the Solaris to buy a triple pinnacle because they don't accept bank funds for a reason that makes no goddamn sense at all.
Yeah, that's been frustrating.
What's the point of the bank funds? Some vendors take it, some don't. I don't know if I have any money left here in my house.
Where are you?
I'm back in my first house.
I'm actually raiding the base right now to try to get some money to travel back to the Griffin Basin.
I say if you
For
wait
the same fucking
about
reason.
5 minutes here, I can run over and and drop
No,
you
no, no.
some
Don't
money.
bother.
I got a pocket full.
It's just
Okay,
so
so glad I
idiotic.
finally crafted a drill gun. Jesus, why did I wait so long to do that? That's gonna make those minigun shielded dudes a lot easier.
God, yeah, it just pisses me off so much.
How many
It's so
wheels do I
mean.
need for a buggy?
4.
4.
There's someone here.
Yes, there is.
I may have enough shit to make a buggy. A buggy with a cutter ray.
Yes, you want the cutter ray. So make sure that you build the utility back and not the regular back.
There are 2 rears to the buggy. You want the one that's utility. Well, that's 114 credits. Solaris. God, utter pain in the ass.
While that's happening, you want me to run over there?
No,
Bungo?
that's fine, thanks.
Okay. Say I'm just right across the desert if you need me.
Oh, okay. You mean you're in your place?
Yeah, I'm making the buggy.
Oh, okay. Then I'll come to you. If you're going to offer me the funds, I will come to you.
You gonna run across that stretch of desert?
No, I've got the bike. You don't take everything. They just
Oh, okay.
always take all your money, though. Uh-oh. I had Major Shai Halud sound. Worm sign. This way, I think. It's the fastest.
I don't know if I reached high enough for the buggy to get out of here.
Wish they allow bank funds. It would make life easy. It is so absolutely needless to not have that, especially for something that you really need pretty early on in the game. They want you to. They give you a mission to go to one of the towns and put 200 in the bank. It costs you 2,500 to put 200 in the goddamn bank. And there's a reason it's the 2,500 is the round trip, because they realized too many people would get into one of the starting towns and simply wouldn't be able to get back. I have very few complaints about the game. That's one of them. Damn it.
My entrance is on the other side. How much do you need?
Make it 1,000 easy to remember. You'll note in the upper right-hand
You know
corner
what
I
the
have
full point is?
45,000.
I think you just need to travel across the basin as well.
Okay, I owe you 2,500. And you get 3 pieces of aluminum. This is a deal.
I don't know how to accept this.
Should be space.
There it is. Not super readable, I'll be honest.
It's possible I may have complained about the UI one time. Maybe. Maybe just once. I'm going to gather some water.
Right down here.
Anytime now.
Telling Rains about the big in-game co-op stuff that your streamer was doing. She's very interested in that.
I don't know if Shroud's streaming right now or not.
That's why she likes the hell let loose, is because she's it's such a working together as a team type of thing.
There's a
Needs more
streamer
felt.
called like Sweaty Mama or something that I've been watching. A lady, she's pretty good. I don't think her name is actually Sweaty Mama.
Oh,
but
okay.
It's something like that.
The clearly Dune Awakening needs more fellowship. members, though. Lord of the Rings online joke. These are some of my old Latra buddies that I've known for 15 years, something like that. Thank you, Dolly. I owe you 2,500. And you owe me 3 pieces of aluminum. Damn it, I want those back. They have sentimental value. Not really.
Can I fly you somewhere today?
Yeah,
Music to my
I'd like to
ears.
tell you where you
The
can
basin
fly
is a
me.
pretty big. Most folks try. Let's try to avoid any pot shots from the locals as we take off.
You'll note, if you don't have the money, they just tell you you don't have the money to fly. If you do have the money, they show the bank money as if you could choose it.
Yep.
Really frustrating. My biggest complaints are with the UI. The game's UI is a piece of crap. Not to put too fine a point on it. It's a console/controller based piece of utter trash.
Be right back.
Let me drink from my catch pockets of my still suit. Mmm. Former sweat, piss, and shit. Tastes like victory. And the spam bot has appeared, as is tradition around here. What's funny is they continue to spam now that Twitch is automatically censoring their message, which means they're not even actually spamming. They're just annoying people. They're not getting a single customer because they don't have the URL anymore. I've been complaining for, I don't know, 6 years now about Twitch being so lazy that they don't bother to, where's my dead body? There. That they don't bother to even do the minorest of measures to censor the bots, and they finally did by removing a specific URL, probably more than one. But the people running the bots, I hope the shitty company responsible for the spamming doesn't realize that their spamming isn't working anymore, and they're paying the spammers, because at least then the company that's responsible is actually losing money for no benefit. That would be nice, but probably not. Oh, we don't want to wait. That was sandflies. No, those are not sandflies.
My garage is too small to attach the cutter, right?
I had the same problem. And getting in and out was a problem until I created the Pentas shield. The Pentas shield is variable sized. You connect one corner and then the other corner, so it can be quite big.
Did either one of you send me something? Like a
Mm,
message or something?
I didn't send anything. Let's heal up. And get some more water. Oh, we're full. We will now drink. Our fill.
So 2 small fuel cells give you half of your fuel you need.
Yeah, you're going to need mediums, and you'll probably want to make extras and stick them in the boot. By which I mean the trunk.
Hey. I thought we were streaming.
There goes my Twitch. 6 years, shot to hell. I need 1 or 2 more kills. 1 more, I think. This time, at least, I will not forget. Armor. I hear good things about armor. Completed that. Let's go ahead and accept. Completed, contacted. Investigate the first location. So. Now I just need to get my body back. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? 200 meters there. We'll grab it and run. Like a great big chicken. Grab those cells while we're here. Like a ghost, they never even knew I was there. And I was gone. Back into the still suit. $23,000 Solaris. Worth the trip. let's see if that finished out the quest or not. It did. It completely finished out the quest, so that's good. We're at level 55 plus. Enter the Sandfly base. You know, I'm not really feeling Sandfly basey right now. I think I'll just return home and take care of a few more home things. And by home, I mean the second. So a base that had power for the next 12 days and is just left with no door on it. Yeah. It's not that unusual. There are people who are leaving their first building up, not tearing it down in the starter zone, and they have it filled with water and goodies and stuff to help new players. It's quite cool, actually. Am I headed the right way? Not really. No. I was watching Cello
So
Frag.
if you just build an overhang in your base, as long as it's inside the shield,
Yep.
you're protected, correct?
Yeah. Well, yes, but you will need walls and such around. Headed the right way? I don't think I am. I'm confused again. Alert the media. I'm confused. Asked the dude who had it if it was able to use it, and he said just use it. Yeah. Yep. I am headed in the right direction. Go me. All right. Stop. Why must you be like this, sir? Peeled off a bit of my health. Jerk. Yeah, there are people who are leaving buildings open. You can set the access privileges on any of your buildings. There's, I think, 5 levels. By default, it's set to level 3. That's why you see 3 on doors all the time. Which basically is you, your acquaintances, and I think your guildmates. There we go. More actuators. Oh, come on. Seriously, guys. Okay. Someone had taken most of the goodies off that one. So I was watching he's mostly a Guild Wars 2 streamer, Cello Frag, a French physician, actually. And he got sponsored last night, apparently. And so he was playing it today, and I gave him a bunch of help. But he found a house in the initial starting area that had an enormous amount of water and stuff in it. But it had been abandoned. Well, not abandoned, but left, let's say. Maybe even abandoned. No, it still had a number on it. I think it had a number 1 on it, which means open to everyone, I think. Anyway, for instance, here my Pentashield, as I drive up, you'll see it'll have a 3. I guess you can't see it because it's mine. I have made it home. Oop. Need to swap the construction tool back into the 4 slot. And we need at least a second, if not a third. We're at 105. volties. Let's go ahead and turn these back on. I let up on the mouse button just a fraction of a second too soon. What else have we got? All right, what good's dropped in here? That's a medium, right? All right, salvage metal. Pull some of the stuff out. Okay. Any of the finished parts we'll pull out. The raw materials and things made from them. There. This will go. Doop, doop, doop. Mm-hmm. Let's deposit some blood. Start building up our water. Here in our home, away from home. All right, those are the advanced fabricators. We certainly don't need any of those here. Repair station, probably not. Recycler, no. I think this is the basics for the home, and that should be fine. For now, you know. It's important that you can get a good night's rest, you know? All right, you know, you don't need much. I'm a simple man. I want to have a bedroom big enough that I can run laps in it, and it should have a bed. That's about it. Hardcore role player. You can tell, right? It would probably serve me well. That's the recycler. What do I need for the repair station? Iron ingots. I ain't got no iron. I did not bring any iron with me. We can remove that. What do we have over here? A contract. Gather intelligence. Not much of that around here in my stream. At least not with the streamer. Gather the intelligence. Let's see which quest that is. One of these. Swordmaster Advanced. No. Trooper Advanced. Mentat Advanced. No. Bene Gesserit Basics. Mentat Basics is finished. Gather intelligence. Investigate the first location. This is the one. All right. I will now gather some intelligence because I'm smart. How are we doing on water? We're doing fine on water. don't think we'll be climbing the mountains at that location anyway. Let's try a little further over. Wrong button. Right button. There's somebody shooting. They're not shooting me that particular time. Grab the scrap. And the power cells. Guy tried to hit me. Anyone get a number on that buggy? The terrain is a lot easier to negotiate in the sort of central part of Haga Basin than it is when you start getting, say, into the shield wall, which is where I am here. This is the eastern
How do you build
shield
a pentashield wall? What's that?
You select it, and then you click in like one corner, and you drag to the opposite corner.
But where is it?
Well, you've got to unlock it first. I don't remember.
I have.
I don't remember specifically where it is.
I just go to all, and it shows up there.
What are we doing for inventory? Pretty full. It is up above, about 600 meters away. We will get to a more approachable side, I think, from over here. Yeah, this looks better.
Or do you have to build it as a fabricator for it?
No.
Nope. It's in your base build menu.
Let's heal up a bit. Be on the safe side. Suit up in armor. Turn on the shield. Where is it? It's over there. Wow, further away than I thought. I guess it's up there.
It's in the placeables.
Ah. And swap back in the sniper rifle. Where were you? You were there a second ago. Come on, you hiding from me is not going to do you any good. Not very smoothly done, I have to say. If I was going to critique myself, and obviously I am, because that was not very smoothly done. That's the location. Investigate.
Clever. I didn't realize you had to enter the turret in order to use it.
You had to do what?
In the buggy, you can't use the turret when you're the driver.
That is correct.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Perfect, a sandstorm. Just what I didn't need. Where's it coming from? No yet. I am listed as sheltered here, so I'm going to not do anything until the passes. Skill up. Ding 57.
Congrats.
Storm on screen yet? No, not
Congrats.
yet. You can be safe and
Sector
sheltered
weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
if you're on the far side of rock. If you're in the lee of the storm. In other words, if the storm is coming from the east and you're on the west side of a big rock, the storm will blow right over. So, unsheltered, sheltered. In the lower left. Up. Still no sign of the storm. You can see them when they're coming. There it is. It's coming this way. Am I unsheltered? Really? I don't feel sheltered.
Time for another body.
He's talking about you take a dead body, you put it in the death still, and you get all the juice out.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Maybe I'm on the far side. Okay. Hello there. Welcome back. Good evening. Hi. Howdy. I'm waiting out for the storm. There's the storm right there.
All right, I need some etherite apparently to make these pinty shields.
Yeah, the cobalt liquid. So where we are in the heart of a storm. It's just blowing over. It's gonna the heart's gonna go basically right over our head. But I don't want to be messing around in combat and everything with a little storm.
Yeah, this thing does not take off very fast then.
past now. I am in the Dusty Lee, indeed. Hoping to not die here, actually. Actually, probably a mistake for me to even be trying this. I think I'm outclassed by these guys, but I'm here. Alright, the storm has passed. Let's see if I can not die. It is 46 meters. I appear to have alerted them. There are many of them. There are too many of them. I'm not good enough at combat. Bye, guys. No can do. I need to upgrade my equipment before I start heading in for guys like that. As the old saying is that discretion is the better part. Oh my god, they're still following. Is the better part of valor, and excretion is the bitter part. Alright, well, this one, however, is going to die. Oh, they decided to run away after all, huh? Chicken. One good knee to the head, and they've decided, no, I've had enough. They're rightfully afraid of me. I am a terrifying individual to fight. The entire group of them were probably just trying to not attack me, but get out of each other's way so that they could run away. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. We're going to head back home. Well, before we head home, why not bust out the scythe and gather some free water? That's a quick half a liter right there. We'll drink some of that, some more of that. And while we're at it, let's get back into our still suit. Can't polish a turd, but you can roll a jobby in glitter. You could polish it if it was fossilized. That's all I got. That's the best I can manage. It ain't much at all, really. There's actually a word for a fossilized piece of crap, by the way, and no, it's not magnifying lens. Coprolith. Where did it go? Yeah, it's a coprolith or a coprolite. I am doing reasonably well, in yourself. If it isn't my favorite undead anarchist. Possibly the only actual politically active zombie I know. I'm working out in the area of my second home, but frankly, I think the questing here is a little too tough for me. You're good. This server is... It's in the west. Pallas. Pallas. And the siege here is Nadir. But I also have characters on 2 other servers, neither of which I can remember the name of right now. Whoops, these people are probably not going to be happy to see me. And they will express their unhappiness by shooting at me, because that's how they say hi in their culture. And there's players shooting it out. And there is my second house. Now you can see the 3 on it. On my pentashield. The second house. Let's see. Let's deposit the blood. We'll drink from our catch pockets. Drop off our stuff. We have more fuel cells. All right. So how many... We'll try to equalize our fuel cells up. Oh, this one. It's already out. That's so sad. No, he's an anarchist zombie. So, I mean, technically he is both a zombie and undead. If you're wondering who I'm talking to, I dual stream to YouTube and to Twitch. So if I'm talking to someone that you haven't seen any tell go by, that's the reason. I try to do readbacks because of that. I try to read back when people say stuff.
That dude is shooting at my brand new buggy, and I am not a fan.
Understandable.
What don't you like?
Being shot in his new buggy.
Yeah, somebody's
They're
shooting at my new buggy.
They're scratching his fucking paint. I don't blame him for being an
Those motherfuckers.
Let's see. We've got a quest here. How about we try that one? That is in the next zone over, but should be perfectly manageable. The quartermaster. I'm actually going to head over here to the Atreides base here, the Helios Gate, and see what the quartermaster has for sale. About right there. Yeah, appears workable. A lot of these areas can be very difficult to find your way around. Very difficult. Oh, they're going to shoot at me again. They're just not very welcoming. Do you notice this about some people on Arrakis? They're just distinctly unfriendly. That's the Arrakis base, the Helios base. What's the game plan agenda? I've done a couple of things. I tidied up the house a bit. The new house. Where's the quartermaster? That's the base. Says the quartermaster's here.
You
Oh,
pull
I
over
better
200
open there.
copper off a node.
Yes, the rates that you get stuff out are way higher with the cutter ray in the buggy.
In the name of the Red Duke, how can I be of service today?
Cannot chat on YouTube. I have no idea why. I haven't done much on the YouTube end, but you should be able to. Name of the Red Duke. How can I be of service today? I'm making a delivery for our cause in the Landsrat. I am.
Excellent. Every little
Oh,
bit
actually,
of
I don't
help
have anything to
matters.
deliver. Right. Okay. This opened up because
Yeah, the thing will pick up speed, but ooh, bit of a slug.
is this. This is the Landsrat. These are being claimed out. The ones labeled claimed are being claimed out in the PvP map, the Deep Desert. You make donations, say, here. You get rewards. This was per minute while holding a control point was 10 points. So for 7 minutes, you'd get 700 points, and they'd give you 10,000 Solari. 3,500 points, and they'd give you a one-use Pardot's or Pardo's drinker blueprint, I think, and so on. The more points you donate to the cause in claiming a node, the more rewards you get in that node. Eventually, the winner will be determined if they can get 5 in a row. So it's meant to encourage PvP, because if we've got 4 in this row, but we don't have this one, and they've got 4 in this row, but they don't have this one, we will be fighting over this node. Hey, Vorp. So that's how the endgame Landsrat works. You get individual rewards for helping claim one of the house's miners' location, and your objective is to get 5 in a row and be able to set some server-wide rules for a week. These are once a week, I believe. And I'm standing in the sun and baking while I talk to you. You see the pains I'm willing to suffer for you guys? They are endless. Even before Vorp got here. Let's go ahead and drink some more out of our catch pockets in our still suit. Sweat flavored. Lens flavored sweat. Delicious. Was the Coriolis storm today? No, I think it is. I think it's like Monday night, very late, / Tuesday morning, very early. Like 2 a.m. Tuesday morning, I think.
Yeah, I'm guessing water becomes a real son of a bitch. With this many mats.
Yeah, but you also do get measures that will increase your ability to pull in water. For instance, Senator is now getting bodies and sticking them in the depths still.
Well, that makes it sound like Senator might be a serial killer.
I can neither confirm nor deny. Oh, come on. Seriously? They're not going to let me freaking put the vehicle away here? I'll put it away here. Should be able to anyway. There we go. So this is a location where you can get open up the first quest for the Bene Gesserit if you don't start as a Bene Gesserit character. My only real recommendation for any new player is to not choose Trooper. Not because Trooper isn't good. Trooper is good. but you get access to the trooper trainer very early on, and the rest of the trainers are much more spread out and harder to get a hold of. So you can get access to the trooper and another class if you don't choose trooper initially. The Bene Gesserit is over here. That's her.
I play the game to satiate my bloodlust.
Don't let Blade know. So this is the very edge of the eastern shield wall. Those of you who remember the books and or movie, the shield wall was breached by the family Atomics, but that's only in the book and the movie, not in the alternate history that we have here. I hope that I'll be able to drop far enough without dying. Because you can die even with a suspensor belt. If you drop too far. Because you run out of power. Power is the very lowest meter there that just vanished. There's the meter will appear. You can see it's going away. But we should reach the ground before we run out of suspensor juice. There we go. I'm heading back to my first house now that I have two. I will be grabbing carbon along the way. You need that to turn iron into steel. So I'll be grabbing any carbon and iron we come upon. When does this come out on console? I do not know. The UI is already finished. The UI is a console/PC combo platter. It's more console than PC. It's obviously meant to be used with a controller, so that part is basically done. The UI, I think, is complete for console, so my guess is not too long, because generally speaking, the amount of conversion you have to do from a PC game to a console game is relatively limited because of the universal architecture. All of the appropriate Xboxes have the same architecture. All of the appropriate PS whichevers have the same architecture as the others. PCs are the only ones that really have a whole lot of architectural differentiation. It is fun. I enjoy it a lot. Now, I do want to caution that if you are a player who enjoys survival/crafting gameplay, then the game is probably up your alley. But if you are not a player who enjoys that sort of core gameplay loop, it's less likely, but not impossible by any means, that you'll like it. I had a friend who was expressing, that it just doesn't look interesting to him. He doesn't particularly like the survival/crafting gameplay, so that doesn't surprise me. Ark would be a good example. Yeah, if you're an Ark player, not to shill for another streamer, but Shroud has played basically all of the survival crafting games. It's a genre he loves, and he puts this up with the best of them. That was carbon, by the way. This is over here. There's a big hole in the ground that runs for a very, very long ways. That is the Haga Rift, and that is really the only place you can get one of the materials that's sort of a mid to late mid-game material, the Erythrite. Stop, please. Thank you. There are essentially 6 tiers of crafting. Funcom did good. Hopefully they keep Battle Pass and in-game store out. Battle Pass is already in. I have the Battle Pass. I bought the Ultimate Edition. They've already announced what the first 3 content expansions will be. It is in. They're not doing anything with it yet, but they've already announced the first 3 content packs. And those will be purchased, I presume, separately. If Conan wasn't fun for you, then it's possible you won't like at least some elements of this. I haven't played enough Conan to really be able to accurately assess how much of the gameplay is functionally similar and how much isn't. Proper. I played just a very little bit of Conan. Well, I mean, I played a lot of Age of Conan when it came out, but Conan Exiles I didn't play a bunch. Closer to Ark in feel. I haven't played Ark either, but I will take your word for it, certainly. The end game
like
is
2 people could really clean it up down here.
Yep. Yep. The end game is kind of where this one is going to be very different because it actually has a structured end game. With the deep desert, which is a ludicrously large map area. I mean, it's freaking enormous. I was watching Shroud last night, and they were moving to zone... Am I that far away from home? I am. They were moving... I'm a very good driver. They were moving across the deep desert, which has a 9x9 structure. In other words, it's 9 units wide and 9 units high. And they were moving to the next to the last row. And it must have taken them 10 minutes in an ornithopter to fly the whole way, maybe even 15 minutes. Borrows from Conan, but a comment from Ko summed it up well. This is more of a Dune game than a Conan was a Conan game. Yeah, that does make sense to me. So if you love Dune here, it may carry more interest. I would agree with that, that yes, they have gone out of their way to make a Dune game. Comfortable with where I am, actually. I managed to get myself into places I wasn't intending to go. That's better, I think. Where are we? I really did get my ass lost.
I feel like 1500s.
Hey, thank you for dropping in. You have a great day. Sure, I've reused assets. Mechanics, certainly. Yeah, mechanics, definitely. Some of the same jank. It is a Funcom game. Always has some jank. Certainly in Melee, I would agree. The Melee is less good than the ranged. You can tell that some of the sword animations are the same for the short sword in Conan, for example. Reuse isn't bad, but it will mean some similarities exist. Yeah, I agree completely with that. Smart reuse is just freaking smart. So yeah, I agree completely. You do want to tweak things a little so it doesn't scream, hey, this is just a reskin. And you've got the same development team. There are obviously going to be parallels. Oops! Don't shoot at me. You don't want to shoot at me. I'm a nice person. I'm really very, very nice. You don't want to shoot at me because I'm so nice. I really did manage to get my ass turned around in a rather remarkably silly way. But then that does happen. Anyone who's watched my streams a bunch will know, don't shoot. Who's going to shoot? Will know that I have a tendency to get lost. Okay, good. We're back where I thought I was previously. We just follow the edge of the rock here, because trying to cross, say, over to there can be extraordinarily dangerous, not because of Shai-Hulud, although, yeah, a little bit because of Shai-Hulud. Oh, I think a ship is going to crash there. Oh, no, we've got the Sardaukar have appeared, and they're using their lights to scan. The problem here is all of these quicksand areas. I have been in quicksand 3 times, and each time I almost die. Oh, no. No. I'm going to get lit up. There we go. All right, I guess I wasn't in the center of the beam enough for them to lock me in place and send down mercenaries to grease my ass. All right, so because I had to make a sudden U-turn to avoid the Sardaukar, who only come out at night. Whee! That's another ship. That's not the Sardaukar ship. I believe that's a Chon ship. Like the slave ship that we were in when we were shot down. At the very start of the game.
I think I'm going to request an overlay map.
That would be nice. I'm just going to drive.
I understand why they have the, like, you slow down when you open your map.
Yeah.
But it is very inconvenient.
It is.
Or even a mini map, but not an overlay map.
I'm running on fumes. Oops. Let's refuel. There we are. Oh. We finished off 1 fuel canister, so we only filled up to 63%. We're almost home. 500 meters. Stellar Blade hit 192k concurrent in the last 24 hours, so close to 200k. I think Dune Awakening hit like 175 yesterday. Was, I think, the high? Something like that. Alright, that right there is Casa de Mi. That's my friend Senator's. This one's mine. It's not a very tidy build because, well, a couple of days ago I logged in and one of the walls of my house had vanished. Apparently the sub-fief border had moved a few inches and my wall was outside of my borders and was removed. There's my buggy.
I feel like my iron supply problem has been fixed.
Yes, it will be. With the buggy, cutting ray, you get way more and you can fit an enormous amount.
Now, water will be your issue.
Sadly correct. But this area right here... Oh, there. Up here? No, it's here. This used to be the interior of my house. up above as well. And then this whole wall vanished because it was no longer within the thief boundary. So that took me like an hour and a half of furiously rebuilding and hoping I didn't get a storm. I didn't.
So guy on his bike was just watching me farm.
Well, you're an interesting fellow. Let's go ahead and deposit blood. We currently have 41 liters, 41,000 liters, milliliters, sorry. 41,000 milliliters. I will drink from my catch buckets. Lens flavored. The best. Let's check and see what stuff needs repair. That needs a repair. Repair. Can't repair that because... Not sure why. Oh, I don't have any copper ingots. Really? No copper ingots? Do I have any copper here? I do have... Yeah. We'll have copper ingots in a minute. Yeah, and surprisingly, especially given Funcom's reputation, Dune Awakening has very positive reviews overall on Steam. That's got to be an enormous relief to them. It's like, okay, we've dropped it, we sold a bunch, and people like it. Okay, the leader John, the suspensor belt. Sure, the Dew Reaper, the blood extractor, blood sac. Cannot repair the unique or the unique. Uniques cannot be repaired. We're fine on those numbers for the rest of these. Yes, those numbers are all okay. And up here is where I have my specialty fabs. And of course, Big Daddy. Big Daddy love Lens. Lens love Big Daddy. / hug emote. Eventually, once I get...
I need to go back to my base and get the Pentas shield up, but...
an ornithopter, I will be able to remove some of this roof and turn it into a Pentas shield.
I also need to
land my
farm
ornithopter.
more mats.
All right, where else can we go around here? Let's see. Where is the fifth? The fifth, is that the fifth trial? Give me a sec. I need to check on the Google box.
Someone telling you how much better this makes the game really doesn't do it justice.
Son of a bitch.
There's a problem.
I was running away from a worm and I got caught in quicksand.
Did you get it?
That's the third time.
Pain hurts. Looks like I'm heading into the Haga base, and that's the fifth trial right there. All right. So there are these trials you have to go through.
Want to know the best parts, Bongo?
Tell me.
11 set in my new house is the respawn point.
Dude!
Oh,
At least I can respawn at the Pinnacle Station.
Yeah, that's not far.
We'll see how this naked run goes.
I'm going to drink some more water. Till I'm full. I'm going to pull out my water scythe, and we're going to...
I love.
Refill
I
it.
know it sucks, but at the same time, I love the mechanic because it makes it feel worth it when you cross those desert sometime.
There we go. We're full again.
Negative.
And I'm off to the 5th trial, which is in or around the Haga Rift.
Yeah, I would recommend getting through the trials as quick as you can because they unlock some good stuff. Still tense and
If I were trying to be economical, I would probably use the buggy and make the trip, but it's slow going what I am with the buggy, so I'm going to instead just use my trike to get there as quickly as possible. This is a Harkonnen base. Even though I'm in Atreides,
Material, guys.
you can enter the bases as long as they are not PvP enabled. Most of them, I don't know if any of them are. In essence, there's an ongoing war between the Atreides and the Harkonnen, but it is under strict rules. And the only places where there's basically open combat is in the deep desert and around certain shipwrecks as well. And it'll tell you this is a Canley area, no PvP. Canley is the ritual form of warfare between houses. And then there's the War of Assassins areas, which is PvP enabled.
yeah, made it to my house.
All these lights, but the place still just seems dark as hell. Harkonnens, man.
Damn it.
Harkonnens. You know what I mean?
Don't quite have enough map to do the no level suit.
Do you need to upgrade your ore refinery to make
No, I just haven't collected
Aluminum?
enough to
No,
do
I'm
the-
sorry. I'm asking. Do you need the medium ore refinery to make aluminum?
Yeah, you need the next, and it's better to switch to that one as soon as possible because the lowered, like iron and steel, will use less. It'll take less mats to make the same amount.
Why can I not?
So it's good to get to that one as soon as you can.
Am I power dead? I think I'm power dead. Am I? No, it still works. There we go. I don't know what that was. Confusing. I'm not doing this for the scrap metal, I'm doing this for the actuators, the Holtzman actuators. They're a higher tier construction mat. Salvaged metal you get right at the very beginning. So it's pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, I need the bigger storage thing.
So it's heavy. It's heavy as well. So generally, I'm going to just drop it. But the Holtzman actuators are useful. All right. Drop this out again. Flat enough. This is the remains of a battlefield. So there's smoking husks of various machines, ornithopters. We just grabbed the ornithopter stuff. That's okay. We are coming up on the 2nd trial. I know basically nothing about it. Or sorry, the 5th trial. We can get rid of the personal up above. Interesting. That didn't work. Up up 150 meters. 150 meters ahead and up. So, like, on top of that rock? That's about the only thing I can see. 100 meters on level. So... I don't think there's combat involved. We do have a cave. I'll turn on my shield just in case. It says above now. I don't believe it. Fremen ruins, in essence. Goodies. Never turn down goodies. That would be rude. Know what I mean? Are we gonna have to snort again? I think 5th trial we have to snort again. Yep. I'm gonna be tripping balls. Oh, wow, man, I'm so wasted. Some of them have weird sort of puzzles that you have to figure out. Puzzle games. The first one has sort of a hide and seek game. Then there's one where you have to put out fires. This is very reminiscent of some of the Secret World quests that put you sort of in a dream world. She's going to talk to me.
The Creator, Ibn Qirtaiba. May his passing cleanse the world.
Sure.
Do you understand, Wally?
Yes. Stop calling me Wally.
Our God gave us the gift of thought, and the words of the Kitab al-Ibar. Their works have been overturned. Bila kaifa. Shai Hulud cleanses Arrakis, creates the air we breathe, the soft sand where we pitch our tents, and smites our enemies.
Uh-huh. That looks like quicksand to me. No problem. I've been in quicksand multiple times. Hasn't killed me yet.
We grew soft
And
upon
even with
you,
in the beta,
and
I must have
ease
80 hours in the game now, something like that.
and
I've not
God
been
brought
wormy
the wind of
yet.
kindliness
That'll happen.
to
I have no
prepare us
doubts.
for the typhoon that comes.
And now my buggy fits in my base.
Nice. The pentashields are awesome for that, and also for the horizontal ones, especially for ornithopters. That's Shai-Hulud. That's big Shai-Hulud. No sooner do I say I've never been eaten by Shai-Hulud, and
Apparently we just won the land ride.
nice. I don't know what we get from it, if anything.
I think we vote.
You've been Wormford once?
And you go to the Landsgrad, and click on the vote, and then you get to vote for one of the three things: exclusive
right,
vehicle import rights, exclusive armor import rights, and ranged weapon damage increased by 33%.
Okay, I think I'm triggering us getting eaten. So I think this is sort of the puzzle thing I need to figure out. Right, we made it there. A jumping puzzle! Yay? I'm not sure how good their engine supports a jumping puzzle, having played a metric shit ton of Guild Wars 2. Kind of spoiled on my jumping puzzles, you know? How about that? Oh, wait, I mean, he's theoretically eaten me twice. I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going. Over there, I guess? Be much easier if they'd let me use my claw. Grappling hook for the win. Okay, this will be... Oh, this is a thumper, so this is going to open up the...
world is a carcass. Who can turn away the angel of death? Our footsteps are as the drums of the slavers.
I think this unlocks the thumper.
Calling Shai-Hulud upon our enemies.
I will take the thumper. Invalid position. Placement blocked by another object. That is indicative of spice.
Men must learn to live with their bodies. Who can deny a friend the right to walk or ride where he wills? Only Shai-Hulud, the maker.
Big worm. Big worm. And that is the end of the 5th trial.
Ibn
Oh.
Kirtaiba.
Ibn
Who
Kirtaiba.
is the creator, the maker? May his passing cleanse the world. Remember Poritrin. Bila Kaifa.
Bina Kaifa. That is the 5th trial. Now complete. I think the only real thing you get unlocked out of that
Ibn
is the
Kirtaiba.
Thumbra.
Who is the creator?
The Maker, may his passing cleanse the world.
The maker, may his passing cleanse the world. Remember Poritrin. Bila Kaifa.
Pardon me, I need to awaken. Dune awakening. May his passing cleanse the world. I believe it was after the 4th trial. Your character appearance changes, so you have the blue and blue eyes. The eyes of Ibad, I think it's called. That's what you have to do to open up the 3rd skill. You start with 2 skill slots. The 3rd slot opens when you finish the 4th trial. Those are the two moons. Oh, God. I should not have done those tequila shooters. Holy crap. Oh. Spiced tequila is the worst hangover. Interact with the altered, then complete the 5th trial. Well, I think I did that. The 6th trial. Okay. 5th trial complete. I am fully juiced up. If you notice the Z at the bottom, that means I can activate prescience mode, which makes you, gives you the ability to kick an enormous amount of ass in combat. Normally, if you to fill that up, you have to be consuming spiced food and or drink. But when you finish a trial, it fills.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
In 1 minute. Whee! It's like badass mode. Yeah, basically your cooldowns on your skills are reduced from like 25 seconds to like 4. For instance, stuff like the knee, the flying knee kick. Right there. It normally has a 15-second cooldown. It gets reduced to like 3 or 4. Plus, you take less damage, you do more damage. Yeah, you become a death machine. While I wait, because there's a storm coming, I'm going to let the storm blow by. Can't see it yet. Oh, there it is. There's the storm.
Weather alert.
It blows past in real time. I am sheltered. So it's about to blow overhead right about now. There, you can see it coming. There we go. Now, as you use your skills and stuff, and I think over time, but I'm not positive about over time, but as you use your skills and stuff, the purple bar above the Z key there slowly reduces until you're out. A lot of your skills, the capstone skills, see, it says requires prescience. So it only works when you're under the influence of large amounts of spice. So a lot of the capstone skills can only be used while you're tripping balls. All right, up here. The wreck of the Kytheria, which I admit to being curious about. So I'm going to head over there and take a look. Not sure I'm going in. I think that's actually down in the rift proper. The Hagar Rift. Atreides 1. Faction secured. Landsrad Session. Exclusive vehicle, import rights, exclusive armor, import rights, in honor of the fall, increasing ranged weapon damage by 33%. Well, I'm going to place my vote there. I'm just a contrarian. The appropriate response to anyone who says they're a contrarian is to go, "No, you're not. Yeah, you have to be loaded up on spice to get access to all of that special death and destruction. I am a little bit low on copper, I think. Yeah, I was. So. That's the wreck. Gotta be. And that is the Haga Rift. Means if I want to get over to the wreck, I have to go that way. This whole area is difficult to navigate. There are a lot of areas in the game that are very difficult to navigate. You start here in Haga Basin South. It's not that difficult to navigate. I mean, if you want to go from here to here, the safest way is to kind of go around and go from rock to rock. But if you're daring enough, you can go straight across. Okay. Then you have the big crossing here, which is really quite nerve-wracking as you're crossing on your scooter. This area is all relatively open, but you do have to worry about patches of quicksand and whatnot. But the Haga Rift is this deep canyon, super deep canyon. When you get over to here in the western shield wall, this whole area is just a whole bunch of stone spires, and is almost impossible to pick your way around in. I'd rather not fall into the Haga Rift, because that can take a very long time to get back out of. The Haga Rift is also, as far as I know, the only location that has aerithite, which is needed to be converted into cobalt liquid, cobalt something. Now, flying isn't needed, but certainly the ornithopter will make things enormously easier. Just like the trike, the sand, they say bicycle. It's a tricycle. The sand trike is a huge improvement in quality of life. The same thing happens with the ornithopter. I mean, you can get around in the major area of the Haga Basin, sort of this whole area, you can get around really just fine on the trike. I hear somebody shooting. Bad men shooting other bad men. Sometimes the bad men will fight each other, by which I mean the NPCs will shoot at the other NPCs. They don't even like each other. Now, the reason I'm not biking right now is because it's very easy to not realize, and you know, funnily enough, and I assume at some point it's going to change, but if you drive your bike or buggy off of that, when you hit the bottom, no damage. I don't think even the bike takes tread damage. It's just, I don't want to fall that far. But the nature of this whole area is a whole shitload of holes in the ground. And if you're not careful, you fall. Yeah, I don't think it actually does any negative effects to you. I could be wrong. But I mean, I've fallen into the Haga Rift in my vehicle and it didn't suffer any particular damage and I wasn't hurt. Airbags. Really, really high quality airbags, clearly. I think that's probably too far to, it is too far. As you can see, there are a lot of arches and spans and stuff across. But getting out, oh, that's Sardaukar. I'm going to put on my shield just in case there are bad people around. A lot of the names and terms used in Dune are taken from it around the city of Petra. It doesn't surprise me. Petra, even before Indiana Jones, Petra was pretty well known in the early 60s. Now here is something you almost certainly don't know. Dune won the Hugo Award for Best Science Fiction Novel, but it didn't win it cleanly. It tied. It tied with a novel by Roger Zelazny titled Call Me Conrad or This Immortal. It's an extremely good book. Obviously, it's not as groundbreaking or important historically as Dune, but it's an yeah, this is a Canley War of Assassins zone, which means it's PvP enabled. I don't feel like even the possibility of PvPing this evening. Call me a great big chicken man. Go ahead. I can take it. I can take it. They called me bad names. Pardon the yawn. Old man's had a rough day. Woke up, ate, surfed the web, took a nap. Huh. That's really not all that difficult sounding, is it? Yeah, never mind. The siege in the name of a narrow canyon you can enter Petra from. Ah. Well, this siege is Siege Nadir, and Nadir means a low point. At least in English, it means a low point. I don't know if it also has the same meaning or a different meaning in Arabic or an Arabic-inspired language. Tell my family that I love them! I don't nap that much anymore. I used to nap a lot, but it was mostly because I wasn't sleeping well. But I had a perfectly good night's sleep last night. I don't know why I felt really an overwhelming urge to nap today and grabbed an hour. Really surprised me. All right, we're back in Jabal Ifrit al-Janub. But the path is straight enough now home. I think I need some iron, so I will then bust out. Woo! I'll bust out the buggy and do some iron harvesting before I call it an evening. You can see the buggy in action. Bal Aldir. Yeah, a lot of the names are clearly, I don't know if they are Arabic, but certainly they are Arabic inspired. do have another medium, don't we? Another medium, yeah, we have another medium fuel cell. Welding torch should be there. All right, we'll put everything else away into its proper locale. Anything else? Spice beer. My spice beer is over here. This one, I think? Yep. Alright, I need more iron. Let's go buggying. This is the buggy. The buggy has a cutting ray, a much higher quality one that gets you a lot more material than you get with the manual cutting rays. It's certainly not as fast or maneuverable, but you can do this. That was 162 iron ore. Those modern Arab turbs really don't have anything to do with the original names. You must have it. Yeah, well, it is. The amount of time it takes to basically go from tier to tier increases a great deal, as you would kind of expect. I will also now grab copper. Like the famous Petra building from Indiana Jones, it's the so-called treasury from the Arabic name because that's what they thought it was. That I did not. Well, Petra is... Whoa, we don't want to go like that. We do not want to lose our vehicle in quicksand. Take it from me. I don't want to do that. As I said, I have driven my trike into quicksand 3 times. Almost died once, almost got eaten by a worm once, and the other time I managed to get out really quickly. I did not enjoy it, and that's why when I'm heading over here for carbon, that's why I go over here, up, and then around, because all of these quicksand patches are very, very tough to navigate. I'm not close enough. I'm shooting blank, guys. I'm shooting blanks. So don't say it. As an old guy, we don't like to even think about those terms. Let's try that again. Now, if there's 2 of you, this obviously goes a lot faster because you don't have to swap seats. Oh, okay. I could use a little granite too. As you can see, it's not a vehicle made for speed. Nope, not quite close enough for that one. Now I am. So what we got so far? Oh, that's right. It's in the vehicle. We have 500 iron ore. We have 648 iron ore, 234 copper, 234 granite. It adds up very quickly. Yes, it is able to have one person driving and one person doing the harvesting. It's a threefer. Oh. Oh. I'm not close enough for any of them. It was, in fact, a threefer. A three for nothing is what it was. How about now? Come on. There you go. We can whip around, I think. I think we've got enough stuff. Let's just head for home. I wanted to show you guys a little bit of the buggy because it's cool. And it makes harvesting a lot easier. But I'll also note that, for instance, you're going to want the cobalt liquid, whatever it's called, that comes from aerithite. And aerithite only comes from deep within the Haga Rift, which means you've got to drive this thing, picking your way through the whole Haga Rift to get to the places that have the aerithite. Aerithite. I'm better at parking this thing than I am my car. Now here, you want to see a super secret trick. Well, it's not secret, but it is pretty super. You open up the chest. You go over here. I don't want to download stuff from my backpack. I want to download stuff from my buggy. It's full. How about you, then? Buggy. Boop, boop. There you go. The buggy's been emptied out, and I didn't have to make a dozen trips up and down the stairs to do it. You didn't know about that? Yeah. I was aware of it, but hadn't actually used it previously, because you could always, pretty much... I wasn't very often loading up stuff on my trike. All right, we are close to being full. Let's go ahead and drink from the catch pocket in our still suit. Lens flavored. It's a great time saver. It's one of those little pieces of UI, like the smart deposit, where if you run up to a chest like this, and let's say you've got, let's split the granite in half. You've got 250 granite. This chest has your granite. You run up, you just hit F for quick deposit. Anything that already exists in that chest, it'll get moved automatically. So I'll hit F, and the granite gets moved into the granite. It does look a little bit like mitochondria. Mitochondria, the power center of the human cell. So there are some really lovely UI bits and pieces in the game. But overall, the UI, well, I can show you. If, let's say, I wanted to make something for my house. Did I not move the right thing into the right place? I did not. I moved the wrong thing into the right place. That's the welding torch, not the construction tool. There we go. So this is a tile set, right? We've got favorites, utilities, fabricators, refineries, and storage. If you want to change which tile set you're using, you hit R. Now, the tile sets are up at the top. They use Z through C, which is the bottom key row. The actual tabs use Q through E, which is the top. So you've got Q through E being below Z through C, but on the keyboard it's the other way around. That's the kind of crap design. This UI design is functionally almost identical to the building interface in Fallout 76, where it's clearly designed for controllers because you have left paddle and right paddle, joypad, whatever you want to call it, to move through these two horizontal independent menus. It makes sense if you're using a controller. In a keyboard and mouse, you could hardly make a less efficient, effective menuing system. It's awful. I'll show you another thing. If we go to, say, the fabricator, if I don't fall off of my own stairs, there's no search. You can sort, but you can't search. So if you don't know what you're looking for exactly, you have to go scroll through the whole damn thing until you find it. These are bad UI elements. Another one that really stands out to me is a guy who uses a PC all the time. There's no little checkbox to lock items in your inventory so you don't accidentally sell them or salvage them. Why that doesn't exist, I have no idea. Before I forget, let me drop some of my currency into a box so that the next time I die, I actually have access to my currency. There we go. So the UI is a console compromise, and that's my biggest complaint about the game. Other than that, I mean, sure, I have a lot of little niggling issues, but it's a really solid game, I think. Just the UI is really disappointing for me as a PC player. The console players, it's probably not as big a deal playing it on PC, and it'll be basically what they're probably used to on console. I am going to call it here an evening. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I should be back tomorrow at my usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand for more Dune Awakening. I need to up gear myself, see what I can do to improve my gear and maybe start hitting some of those more combat-y points. I'm just not that great at the combat, and it can be quite unforgiving. So I'm back tomorrow. Again, thank you guys very, very much for hanging out. As always, I am genuinely appreciative. Hopefully you will see me soon. I hope the rest of your Sunday goes awesome. And as always, because I like to set an achievable goal, an objective for the people who watch, I hope your upcoming week doesn't suck. Back tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Take care. And ciao for now. Bye, guys.